Yo.
Yo, this is Brooklyn Boyz.
Radio.
And we back at it, man.
With another Wizzy.
What's up, baby?
What's going on, my G?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I just got somebody asked me to go to a trip, man.
Yeah. You going?
I don't know, man. My boy just called me, asked me to go to Israel.
Israel.
I think
Why
it's like
not?
some spiritual retreat, but it's tomorrow morning, bro. Like, I ain't prepared.
Listen, that's a blessing, man. When God sends you a blessing,
Oh, man.
don't question it.
We'll see, man. I'll let you know. If I'm not here next week, y'all, I'm in Israel.
Or Brooklyn Boys may be shot in Israel.
Oh, baby, we all know. Man, but before we even get started, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and
And
subscribe.
leave a comment, man. Don't act like that, man.
Leave the comments, so Styles could spend 5 minutes trying to read them.
Definitely. I'm definitely going to spend about 5 or 6 minutes. So what's good, nigga? Your joke was whack.
Ain't nothing, man. You know,
How
same
was
old. My week was cool. You know,
was
just
good?
started a new project. I'm writing this feature film. Real interesting. Don't really want to say what it's about. I don't want to get anything stirred up, but you know, so crazy, like this whole creative process with the writing and everything, right? I get so obsessed, bro, when I'm writing things. It's like I'm literally thinking about it 24/7. Like I'm at the gym.
You're trying to master your craft, bro. That's what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, no, but I say that to say, like, people don't realize, like, that, you know, people always wondered, like, why my content always feels so different from all these other web series and everything that's out there, but people don't understand the amount of work that I put into writing, like, you know what I'm saying, and the amount of thought that I put into it. Like, for me, it's literally like 24 hours a day, just brainstorming, it processing through my head. Like, I literally wake up in the morning with thoughts, because even in my sleep, like, I'm thinking about story, you know?
You're like a dream warrior.
Listen, bro. You know, I take my craft very serious, man.
Nah, I'm fucking with you, man. Listen, man. Congratulations on that. And, you know, listen, man, I ain't worried about you. This is what you do, man. You used to doing that type of shit, so it come like second nature to you.
Word to the mother.
Yo, real quick, we got to shout out Notorious B.I.G. R.I.P. to B.I.G. This is 25th. Yeah, I don't want to call it an anniversary, but
Yeah, I mean, it's the anniversary of his death,
yeah,
you
of
know?
his death.
Shout out to Big, man. Know
That's
what I mean?
that was probably the greatest rapper alive, in my opinion.
Well, greatest rapper dead, too. Greatest of all time. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, Biggie was, you know, I remember the day Biggie passed away, B, and where I was at, man. Like, that was so crazy. I remember I got a phone call from my homegirl that lived in this building at the time. Homegirl of mine, she was dating one of my boys, and they were on three-way. She was crying and screaming. It was just like a sad day, B. And it was crazy because I used to, you know, write raps back then, and I used to sit in front of my crib, sit in front of my stereo, in my crib, and just play Junior Mafia instrumentals, and just write to them shits all the time. And I just thought Big was like the greatest thing since sliced bread, man. Like, the stories that he would tell in the rap music, the lyrics, it was just phenomenal. So,
Niggas Bleed is one of my favorite songs of all
Niggas Bleed
time.
just like us.
And it's so crazy because God bless the dead, because the day Big died, my man is tattooed on my arm right here, Will Amaze, God bless the dead, came to my crib, and he was telling me that, you know what I mean? And like you said, it was just so impactful because being from Brooklyn, you know, with so much home pride, and like Big represented the borough exactly the way we wanted to be represented. You know, so many people represented BK before, but not with the same style, not with the same finesse, you know. And Big was like one of the first people that just totally embodied the essence of Brooklyn, you know. And we loved him for it. So R.I.P. to B.I.G. Shout out to the homie C's too.
Yeah,
You know,
big up the little C's,
always
man.
pay homage to C's, man, for real.
Yeah, and one of the things too, the funerals of like a funeral I never saw, man. Fulton Street
Oh yeah.
was a zoo. It was like Eastern Parkway on Fulton Street.
On Labor Day.
On Labor Day. It was so crazy, man. I wish Big, you know, he gave us a lot of work, but I wish he would have gave us more, because I think Big would still be the pinnacle out here, man.
Yeah, but I also think the music probably would have took a different trajectory. And I'm not saying that the the takeover of the South wouldn't occurred, but I think it would have been delayed.
I think Biggie would have did. Yo, you remember when he did
Notorious Thugs
yeah,
with Bone Thugs,
Thugs.
and he killed their style even
He-
even better than them, bro.
Yeah, so Big would have did he did what Big did, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Big, man. Shout out to Big. Big is definitely my number one. Jay's my number two.
Honestly, for me, it's neck and neck. I can't even say Big's
Big
number
and
one,
Jay,
Jay is
yeah.
number two. For me, they hold the same spot on the totem pole.
Yeah, I love Big, man. But shout out to Big. Shout out to all his fans, families. You know what I mean? Just shout out to Big, man. This week I went to see Creed 3. You kept forcing me to go
Yes,
see
I
it.
did. I told you go see that. I told you go
I
see
wanted to
that.
see it. It was don't get me wrong. It's not like I didn't want to see it, but you know I had to like speed to go see it because you wanted to talk about it on the show.
I wanted to talk about it on the
And
show.
I'm like, yo, this nigga ain't never asked me to go see no damn movie.
Shout out to my man Will Harris.
That's
man.
why he wanted me to go see it.
Nah,
Shout out to
it's
Wood,
not
man.
even that. You know,
that sounds crazy. Shout out to Wood. Pause. I don't even play that, but that shit
shout
sounded
out to
crazy.
Wood. Like, god damn, bro.
That shit sounded crazy. Yo, that shit sounded crazy. But anyway, I went to go see the movie, man.
What'd you think?
I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was really good. I thought Jonathan Majors played his character to the T. You know?
He killed. I thought he killed it.
Yeah,
I thought
he really killed that
every
shit.
mannerism, every nuance.
Yeah, he was really dope in the movie. Only thing I felt that if I had a critique, that they needed more time to tell a story. I don't want to give it away, no spoilers for people. I just felt like the story could have had more time, but I know that's probably like the budget and shit like that. But to me, you know, it was
Adonis Creed wins in the end.
Yeah, it was good.
There's a spoiler, but who didn't know that was gonna happen anyway?
So you like telling people the movie? I be wanting to
Let's
fight,
stop
man.
telling people the
Yeah, I
movie.
don't-
If you can't figure out Adonis Creed wins, then bruh.
No, because in Rocky 2 and Rocky 1, Rocky didn't win. That's why he had to fight Apollo Creed. They came back, but it was like a double knockout or something like it didn't happen.
But guess what? See, this is what people don't realize. The ill turn in Rocky was that there's a point where he wakes up in the middle of the night and he realizes he can't beat Apollo. So then his goal changes. His goal goes from beating Apollo to just lasting to the end of the fight. So the truth is, by that point, that turning point in the film, Rocky's goal was no longer to win. It was just, I just want to make it those 12 rounds without him knocking me out.
Now, I haven't seen Rocky in years, so you could be right. I don't remember, but I just know in the first one he didn't. I don't think he beat Apollo.
No, he didn't beat Apollo.
He didn't beat Apollo in that. So, yeah, but you know, it was good. I enjoyed the movie, man. I really did enjoy the movie. I think the storyline was good. I think the characters were good. I think niggas really act their ass off in the movie. Like,
yeah, and you know what I liked about it was I think the subject matter was just something that happens a lot, right? Like in our community, you know, just that conflict between people when one succeeds and one's left behind, and just that jealousy or that envy that kind of exists below the surface, right? And not that, and I think Jonathan Majors was justified.
Yeah, because I don't
with the
think
way
it was
he
a
felt.
jealous or envy situation. See, I don't want to give away the movie. I'm trying to be.
Stop giving away the movie,
Yeah, I
bro.
don't think it was a jealousy envy
See, you
situation.
giving away the movie, bro.
No, I'm just saying I don't think you said that. You said those words. The fuck you trying to put it on people? This nigga said the words. It wasn't. That wasn't. I don't think it was a jealousy envy situation. I think
I'm gonna tell you why it was a
it was
jealous
a
envy.
loyalty
Because
situation.
because he kept saying, how do you think I feel watching you live my life?
Yes, because it was a loyalty, but it was because of
But
a loyalty.
that has nothing to do with loyalty.
nah, it
that
did.
has to do, bro. If the dude is telling you I'm watching you live the life I should have lived,
I'm trying not to talk the movie because there's so many things I want to say.
yo, stop giving spoilers, bro.
You
Like,
keep saying
wilding, bro.
You keep telling more and more the fucking
this
story.
guy wilding,
like how the
bro.
guy said it,
Yo.
how I feel to live my life. Like you the one telling the story.
Snitch time, bitch.
Yeah, this time with Motor Sweet. This nigga is crazy. How you putting that shit on me?
Yo.
Yeah. Anyway, listen, Creed 3.
Creed 3, go check that out,
check this shit
man.
out, man. It's good. And it was the number one movie in the world, made over $100
million, yeah.
$27 million or some shit like that this week. So keep going to support it. Keep supporting it. I did hear.
Support black movies.
Yes, I did hear that Michael B. Jordan he wants to start a Creed universe. So It might be the
Oh,
daughter
that'd be
fighting next.
yeah.
Like it might be some
You
other
know, and
stuff
it's so funny when I was watching the movie, I'm like, wait a minute, are they gonna make the daughter like Layla Ali?
I was wondering that. See, I want to say spoiler. How's she gonna hit the bell?
Yo, bruh, why
But
you?
but nobody
Yo,
know what that means.
why you?
Nobody know what that means.
Yo, but that's fucked up what you just
No,
said,
but
bro.
how the
This-
fuck she gonna hit the bell?
This nigga crazy.
Oh shit, they can't sign to her the fucking ring.
He said she ain't gonna hear them coming. Yo, you a foul.
Listen,
You a foul
being foul, I just
dude,
don't
bro.
understand like that didn't make any sense to me. But they got to come up with something creative to do it because I've never seen that. But yeah, and then I heard that Jonathan Majors is also playing Dennis Rodman in an upcoming film.
I can see it.
I can see that. Yeah. The boy working, man. He nice. Lovecraft Country is one of my favorite shows. I don't know why HBO took it off. I don't know why somebody else didn't pick up Lovecraft Country.
I heard the budget. The budget was crazy.
Oh,
I heard the budget for that was crazy.
that was
That's the
one
same reason why Netflix stopped the Get Down. Remember the Get Down on Netflix?
Yeah, but
you know how much 2 seasons that cost? $100 million.
Guess what? I don't care about.
And they went like $20 million over budget. And that's one thing I know. That's one thing I know about working in television. Going over budget will get you canceled.
I hear you, but Lovecraft Country is probably one of the best series that was out there, B.
I got to check that out. I haven't watched it
It
yet.
definitely was. It's definitely Lovecraft Country.
What was it about? See,
It's too crazy.
Every time I ask people what's it about, they
'Cause
can't tell me
it's so
because they
much
say it's
shit.
about so many different things.
It's so much. It's just too deep, man. But yeah. But anyway, like I said,
How deep was it?
Listen, I'm going to another topic, man. So listen, man. This week in some celebrity news, real quick. Cardi B and Offset, McDonald's decided to go another route and stop using them. You know, they had did a McDonald's commercial for the Super Bowl,
And
and
they
it was
had like
supposed
a meal.
They were supposed to come out with their meal. They said their values doesn't match with their values.
Family values.
And I couldn't understand that for McDonald's when they've been killing niggas for years out here with their food.
With their food, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's funny how they pick and choose.
It's like you could kill us with food, but we can't rap about it.
You know, it's funny how they choose to it's funny how they choose to use us for whatever they want. I know it's their business, but you know, I just feel like, to me, I'm one of them guys that feel like hip hop music helps sell so many products and so many brands.
Of course.
Right?
Do you know one time McDonald's had an ad and it was literally, and I think I sent this to you. It was a picture of French fries, and this was after Money and Violence, and I swore and at the bottom it said, "Say no more."
Listen, man. Like I said, McDonald's steals, but McDonald's uses a lot of hip hop people. But I didn't understand. They said Cardi B. I don't know if they was talking about her, you know, with the sexual lyrics.
That's what they're talking. They're not talking about her lifestyle.
They did a commercial with Sweetie, right? So you can't like
Selective outrage.
Yeah, like,
that's what Chris Rock said, right?
Yeah, like so it's kind of that was kind of crazy to me, cause I think they got something with Sweetie. They got something with It's a couple of rappers they have.
I'm sure if you go far back enough, man, and it's not just rappers. I'm
think
sure
I wrote
that
it
they've had endorsements with with a few people that have been
Travis
questionable.
Mariah Carey. They got a couple of different people, and they got a lot of rap songs that promote McDonald's. Like, you know what I'm saying? Commercials. Matter of fact, a homeboy of mine, he's in the McDonald's commercial, rapping the McDonald's commercial. You know what I'm saying? So it just, I don't know, man. I feel kind of a way about that. I don't understand that, how you put it out there and then take it back. I don't know. So
I think, but what I think is, I don't think it was originally a McDonald's decision. I think there was a backlash from it, and because of that backlash, that's the way that they reacted to pull it.
yeah, but you feed too many kids McDonald's, but you know how many McDonald's is on college campuses or near college campuses? How many HBCUs? You go to Howard right now, it's a McDonald's been there for like 20, 30 years. Be like,
Yeah, but
like,
you know
they all in on, you can't.
But that's how these companies
I hear
operate,
you,
bro.
bro.
Once there's some type of backlash, you know how that go.
I hear you. Sounds crazy, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, in more news that I have today, I was watching this thing real quick with Joel Santana. Big up to Joel Santana because that's one of my boys, man. Joel's is a good dude. Big up to Joel's. I can tell you a story about Joel's too. So funny. But I was watching him on a show, on this interview and shit. He was saying that, you know when he had got arrested, right? With you know, the police came in the studio and took everything. And you know, you used to go to Joel's studio. He had like all these white exotic cars, Rolls Royces, Porsches, like all outside the studio. And they came and they seized everything from him, right? But they also seized his music, his music and his hard drives. He said when he finally got back his hard drives, they erased 100 songs off of his hard drive, which I think is so fucked up in so many ways. Baby.
So my question is, did they erase just did they wipe the hard drive clean, or they just erased 100 songs?
He said they erased the hard drive clean, I guess. He said 100 songs were gone. He lost over 100 songs. Which is crazy, because how do you go to somebody and take their livelihood because you're doing an investigation?
Because that's the spiteful shit that police do.
No,
I mean, and it's, bruh, like, you know what's, let me tell you. So I remember years back, feds came to snatch me for some bullshit that my mans was doing or whatever. And I knew they were coming, so I was literally waiting for them niggas for like weeks. So they pop up on my doorstep one morning. They come, they snatch me up. They take me to the city, this building. They interrogating me or whatever. And, you know, they're asking me questions, whatever. And they're like, yo, how's it feel to know you're going to do 10 years in jail? And I'm like, yeah, and how does it feel to know that you're trying to scare me and this shit ain't working? Like, and it's so crazy because at the end, like, they were pissed because, bro, they got nothing. They couldn't do nothing. So, mind you, they picked me up from my crib. I'm in my slippers, shorts, and a T-shirt. And they drove me down. And they drove me to the city. And so at the end, they're like, all right, look.
My shit was funny. You could have laughed, bro.
Nah, it wasn't funny.
Fuck out of here, B.
They give me, you know, they give me the notepad and they give me a pen and they're like, look, just write down everything you told us. That's your statement, sign it at the bottom or whatever. So I'm like, all right, like, where y'all taking me home? So, you know, them niggas was like, we ain't fucking taking you home, take the fucking train. So I'm like, y'all got me out my crib, I don't have no money on me. They're like, hop the fucking turnstile, we hope you get locked up. I swear to God, bro, and them niggas just...
I believe that. Listen,
but that's the spiteful bullshit they be on.
Listen, man, you know, when police raided my crib, they caught me with some guns and shit in the crib. But I had about 10 grand worth of jewelry. I had a chain, a nice little watch back then, some earrings, about $10,000-$15,000 worth of jewelry, right? And I had some cash. And they tore up my apartment, and I never got the money back. All the earrings, all my jewelry, my earrings, my watch, nothing back. They took everything. And when I went to get the claim for it, they was like, yo, they never took nothing. It was on my dresser.
Let me put you on to something. And y'all could quote me on this. Law enforcement are nothing but criminals who didn't have the balls to break the law, so they join the law and do crime legally. Straight up.
Yeah, you know, so I feel bad for Joel.
It is what it is.
I felt bad for Joel because that's crazy. I don't know how you mess up a nigga livelihood. You got him, you took him to jail, give him his shit.
Give him his shit back, exactly.
You know what I mean? So maybe that's why we haven't heard Joel's music. I know he was supposed to have an album with Wayne, because I used to go over there and like give him records and shit. And he would just record all the time. And him and Lil Wayne was supposed to be putting out an album together.
I remember
maybe
that shit.
some of them songs
was it
got
something
lost.
Like I Can't Feel My Face or some shit like that?
Maybe some of them songs got lost in that. But, you know, big up to Joel Santana, man. Hope to get some new music from you soon, my brother. I did speak to him. I haven't seen him since he been home, but we tried to put something together a couple of, when he first came home, me, him, man, DC, and my son. It didn't work out, but yeah, Joel's, man, good looking. He looked out for me in Atlanta. I'll tell y'all that story at a later time on some crazy bullshit. But yeah, big up to Joel's. Now, what I did want to talk about is this John Morant story. You know what I'm saying? He got caught with the hammer.
He'll be wilding.
Well, he didn't really get caught with a hammer. He was on Instagram waving a little ass gun like this. I don't know why.
Shaq said something. I saw Shaq say something that I thought was real important, right? Mm-hmm. And I never understood this, right? So, like, I got my man here. He was a banker, and he was making real good money. And I remember he hit me one day, and he's like, yo, son, I think I'm about to go get the bust down rollie. And I'm like, for what? Right? And he was like, nah, you know, I just want one, blah, blah. And I said, look, bro, all successful black people aren't rappers. You understand what I mean? Like, I get it. Okay, you like it, you like it. I said, but how's that going to help you? I said, go get yourself a nice Daytona. Go get yourself a nice Sky Dweller that your clients will respect. You understand? Because in the industry you're in, they don't give a fuck about a bust down rollie. And I say that to say, and I kind of saw the same thing happen even with us with Money and Violence. And I constantly used to have to remind people, yo, bro, you're an actor. You're not a fucking rapper, bro. And that's what Shaq said. Shaq said, as far as J.A. Morant is concerned, like, you're an NBA player. You're not a rapper, and you don't, thank God, like, you don't have the responsibility of this image that you have to hold up like rappers do. And it's almost like you want to hold up this image when, bro, you don't have that pressure.
I don't know. Well, it's a couple things I feel about it, right? Couple things. One, he got to get better company around him, right? He has to get people who see the bigger picture. I heard somebody else said something. I don't know if it was Jalen Rose or it was Shaq. I heard one of them say this: when you the guy that start paying all the bills, you become the leader, even if you wasn't the leader before, right? But you got to have somebody that's gonna talk to you and can talk to you and be like, yo, bro, you wilding out, because he had 3 other incidents with guns involved in it, right? This a couple of weeks ago we talked about one of his boys or him allegedly had put a beam on one of the coaches from the Indiana Pacers. He had a fight in his crib and he pulled out a gun allegedly on a 17-year-old. So there's a lot of concerns there for me. One, his father was fighting on the court one night at his game, right? It looked like him and Shannon Sharp was getting into it. But I say to his pops too, like, cool, y'all made it to the next level, right? He's about to get a contract over $200 or something million next year. That's what it's hitting for. So my thing is, like, somebody has to say, yo, you were the breadwinner and you were taking care of a lot of people's lives and you don't have to be about that life. Now, I do give him a little bit of benefit of the doubt. He did come out with a statement, with the statements or whatever, but because he's young, he's 23. So he could be a 23-year-old. He's still a kid. He's still a kid. I don't know where he come from. Maybe he came from the hood. Maybe he feel hard. I don't know where he come from. But these kids, they're a little bit different. They're a little bit different. And I just think that, somebody has to pull it. I'll give you for instance. When I first came around, you niggas, right? Doing crazy shit. Even now, like, you don't do no crazy shit now, but even now, if you do something crazy, I'm going to be like, what I'm going to say to you?
Yeah, I'm like, yo, what the fuck are
Yo,
you
bro,
doing?
what the fuck are we doing here, B? I don't give a fuck if you Moe who wrote 100 movies, if you made 100, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, but
you need people in
but
your life.
But how about
last
this?
thing I'm gonna say, and his father gotta take his son. But I don't give a fuck if he brought you the crib. You gotta go, yo. I can't be wilding out because my son, he's watching me. So I gotta be a different example for him because of the position he in. And he can't fuck this up.
See, I agree with the father part, but I'm gonna also tell you this, like, when you first came around, Styles, you could talk to me every fucking day. As long as I aspire to do those things, I was gonna do them. You understand? And I think that the problem is that when you have people who, it's so crazy, right? Because it's a catch-22. Because we grew up a certain way and we had access to a certain life, we don't value that shit, right? So once we have the opportunity to get out that life, we have no desire to remain in that. But the truth is, you'd be surprised how many people didn't grow up around that, grew up in 2-family homes in a nice neighborhood, and then when they finally get some money, what they want is to throw on that costume and be that person that they always wish that they could be, bro. So what happens is it becomes a value system, right? And they value that gangster thug image, the person they always wanted and wished to be, more than the success. So what they do is they use the success to throw on that costume. And it's sad. It's retarded, but you can't tell people what to value, unfortunately.
Yeah, but you got to have elder statesmen. And the reason why
You're right.
It's consistency is key, right? You said, yo, when you know I'll do what I want to do. It sounds no matter what you said. But guess what?
Yeah, but sooner or later it began to sink in.
It starts to sink in, right?
Yeah.
Shit start to happen and shit start to sink in. We even had an incident when shit happened for you. And it was like,
yeah, shit was crazy.
And shit sunk in, right? So hopefully this is the incident that happened for him and it sinks in. To the team that he play on with the Grizzlies, you know, it's a bunch of young boys. I think Steven Adams is probably the oldest player on that team. And this is why when you got a young, because they talk a lot of shit, that team. Like the Memphis Grizzlies, Memphis talks so much shit on the court they don't care about nobody. They just like, yo, we bombarded everybody. I seen Dylan, what's his name? Dylan Brooks? That's the other young man name with the braids. These niggas just looking at me crazy. But anyway, trying to ask one of my people that like Dylan Brooks, like he beefing with, he say he hates the whole Golden State. He hate J. Martin Green. Like they going back and forth. And you know, they young boys that's like, yo, we here, we taking over, right? Uh-huh. But you always need somebody on the team, a veteran player, a couple of veteran players that can keep everybody else.
You need balance. You need
balance. You need that balance. So I think the organization need to go out there and get more balance for the team and figure that out. But y'all, listen, man, don't mess up. Don't let people gas you out of what you work so hard for. Or guess what? Because you put the gun on social media yourself, you don't trick yourself out of your spot. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand where you at. Because guess what? You could be back in your same hood. Most of these NBA niggas, they actually retire and be broke.
And you know,
you didn't even get to where you got to get to yet. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna just tell you this, bro. Like, it's so crazy because the NBA players and the rappers are looking at the gangsters like I want to be them, and the gangsters are looking at y'all like I wish I could be you. You know what I mean? And that's what y'all need to realize, bro. Like, everybody just want to get the fuck out that life, in all honesty. Like, dudes do all of that shit because they had to. Nobody got up in the morning and was like, oh, I can't wait to put this gun on my waist, bro. Like, that shit was out of necessity. You understand?
Listen, so man, I seen John Morant's house, and you know, he bought a house right across the street, like, for his parents and shit. I wish I could have a house.
This is what I'm saying. Like,
listen, man. So it's crazy. Like, I wish I could have a house. I don't want to be John Morant. I'm too short to play basketball, but I want to go. You know, I wish I could have that, man. Listen, don't mess up your future, man. Please don't mess up your future. Real quick.
I mean, it's up to you what you do with your future, bro. I just wouldn't recommend it. Like,
don't listen to this nigga. Don't mess up your future, bro. Listen, I seen with Gorilla and what's the other rapper name? Finesse two times. Seen an incident with them at a concert. They had a stampede. Somebody said they thought they heard shots and people started running and some people died. I know one person died. A couple people got injured. I don't know if anybody else died. But, you know, my condolences to everybody that got hurt in that situation and anybody, family who lost family in that situation. But I hope, and the reason why I brought it up, because I hope, because we had an incident with Travis Scott like a year or two ago at a concert. What's that concert called?
Astro World.
Astro World concert. And he been like blackballed, it seemed like, since that situation. I don't know how the artists get blamed for something that happens in the crowd.
Well, I think in his situation, the reason that he got so much backlash was because as it was going on, he just kept performing.
Yeah, you don't.
That's what they were saying.
Yeah, I don't know, but even if that's the case, I don't know if you've been.
Yo, of course, you don't know you can't tell what's going on stage. The music's playing so goddamn loud, like
that. I don't know how they keep blaming artists.
But you know that's how they spin it.
Yeah, but you can't blame the artist. You got to blame the venue, or you got to blame the security. You got to figure that shit out, right? Like
I say, y'all just blame Styles.
Well, whatever, man. But I hope that these artists don't get any backlash for that. They don't have nothing to do with what happened in the crowd. And people just got to act better when they're outside, man. And people can't be. They said they ain't even.
People can't be stepping on people's head.
Yeah, and if somebody drop, man, you know, you got to be mindful when y'all running out of these places. I know everybody trying to get where they're getting to safely, but it was just an unfortunate situation, man.
So when the shots go off, you watch where you run?
Yeah. Matter of fact,
you watch to not step over people?
Nah, but I've been in a situation where my man fell in front of me.
But that's your man.
It doesn't matter. I've been in a situation I had to turn back. Actually, while the shot was going off,
so if it was someone you didn't know, you would do the same.
I'd probably do the same thing.
I didn't say probably. I said, would you do the same? No, I didn't say probably.
Well, that's what I'm telling you.
Okay, but I'm asking you, would you? Yes or no? It's a yes or no. It's a yes or no question.
That's my answer.
But I'm asking you, yes or no,
bro. If I see somebody that need help, I would.
That's not what I asked you. I said if it was someone you didn't know.
That's how I'm addressing. Yes or no? That's how I'm addressing. I don't even want to play with this topic.
Who's playing with it? I'm asking a serious question.
Go to the next topic, man.
Oh my
Check this shit out, man. Big up to 50 Cent. 18 years ago, he dropped the Massacre album. The reason why I'm bigging it up because I got like 2, 3 records on that album. So
Which
yeah,
records
listen.
do you have on that album?
I don't remember. I got so many 50 Cent records. I don't know which ones are on the album. I know Disco Inferno's on there. I know In My Hood is on there. Big up to Bang Out and Psy. Um, I don't, and I know it's another record, but I don't know all the records. But yeah, man. So shout out to that. That was a great time in my life at that time, just running around producing records for people. And that album sold 10 million records. So to be a part of over 10 million records, so be a part of something that sold that many records and have those
Where your plaque?
yeah. I ain't never get a
I
plaque.
know that. I said that
Oh yeah, I
because
never got.
when we had me the on, you were saying
Yeah, I
you
never got the
the
plaque,
plaque.
man. Nobody got the plaque. There is a plaque made, but they never issued it out to anybody. So I missed out on that, man. But yo, Renee, get me a plaque, B. Yeah, but 18 years ago, it's funny that it was so long ago. It don't even feel like long ago. It feel like yesterday. When you working and that feel like yesterday, bro. So big up to that. Yeah, so get off the celebrity shit for a second. Just get into this, this real men talk, I guess. A question I have for you:
Men talk.
The sex is better when for you?
The sex is better when. The sex is better when she's really into it. I don't like when it's like just going through the fucking motions. I mean, a lot of times, because I've always said this, it's like, don't go down on me if you don't enjoy going down on somebody, right? And it's simply because if you don't
I
enjoy
wonder whether
it,
you enjoyed it or not. But go ahead.
like that don't do nothing for me.
I
Like,
wonder if you enjoyed it or not.
nah, because it's like,
I just want to say your mouth was there. Go ahead.
It's-
It don't matter.
he said, I just want to say your mouth was
I
there.
don't give a fuck, but go
Yo,
ahead.
you a fool. But yeah, but the sex is better when you're into it.
I would tell you the sex is better. Listen, I want the sex regardless, right? But I would tell you so much, even as like getting older, the sex is better when I'm into you.
Yeah, that's
When
the
I-
answer right
When,
there.
when I have a connection with you.
Uh-huh.
If I don't have the connection with you and there's no connection, it's something about wanting somebody and them wanting you two at the same time, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, so I could knock a chick off tonight and I'm not really into her.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got a nut.
And
but
the second you know,
I'm
what happens?
like, yeah.
What happens the second
Please
you
go
nut?
home, bro.
Please go home.
Please go home. So that's
No,
why I could tell
and the
you-
reason I said that is because I was having this conversation with someone today.
Yeah, like, so I just want you to get the fuck out of my face. I'ma still take the head and the nut, but I just want you. Look, I'm being honest. I'ma take it, but I don't like the sex is so much better when the connection is there. The sex is so much better to me when somebody wants to do something risque and try something different. You know what I'm saying? The sex is
But
better
that
to
also
me.
only happens when they're into it.
Yes, that's true. The sex is better to
And when
me.
they're into you.
When the sex is better to me when it's nasty. When I can spit on you and shit. And, you know what I'm saying? And do all kind of crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to say something so crazy. I'm about to be, you saw it, Mo.
Go.
I was about to
Listen.
jump in, but that's the sex is better to me when you could do those type of things. The sex is
When it's free.
Yo, you know what's crazy to me? I'm a freak. I'm not gonna say it, bro. The sex is better to me
I feel like this is a poem.
when you come home. It could, we could tell-
Like what you read every day, all day? Poetry?
Yo.
we could make it into a poem because, yo, when you come home and you want to see that person, you ever had somebody that just want to like touch you? You don't want them to touch you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's great when you want that person to touch you.
It's
When she
just the
come
anti-
home and
it's
just
the-
bust it open for you.
It's the anticipation, and it's just so crazy because for a long time, like I thought I wasn't even capable of that shit no more.
What do you mean?
Just come on, you know how I am, bro. Like even looking forward to seeing somebody, like that anticipation, because like you said, like, and it's sort of like that robs you with a full experience. You know what I mean? But it's like I've been reminded as of late that is like, yo, it's so much better when mentally and emotionally like you're there. You know what I'm saying? Rather than there's a difference between company and companionship. That's what I'm being
Definitely.
reminded of. And it's like, companionship, and it's just two totally different things.
This is what I will bring up though. I saw this shit on Instagram the other day, right? It was so crazy. It was this dude, he had came home from like a 13-hour shift, right? And when he came home, he was basically, his woman was in the kitchen. He was asking like, "Yo, you cooked?" And she was like, "Nah, I ain't cooked no food." She was eating some pizza. He's like, "Yo, I did 13 hours, B. Like, and you don't work. You stay home all day." She was like, "You could have cooked dinner." And she was eating the pizza, so she bit the pizza and said, "Hey, here go your dinner," right? He's like, "Yo, but I provide he said, I provide and I protect." She said, "That's your job. That's what you're supposed to do." And he was like, "Yo, and I paid for all of it. I put the vacations together. I paid for everything." And then he was like, "Yo, the last 2 to 3 months you've been like just doing this. Like, I don't understand, man, because you come home to a cooked meal." And I was sitting there and I couldn't believe, I was reading some of the comments.
Oh, she's not a slave. She's not.
Nah, the
with
comments
those?
was more like, oh, ladies was like, "Oh, you knew who she was. Like, you should just accept that," right?
I don't agree that he should accept that, but I do agree that he is to blame. Because
I
because
don't know
people
about that.
people listen, man, people will do to you what you allow.
So what, are you supposed to punch in the mouth?
No,
What the
that
fuck you
that
supposed
it
to
has
do?
it has nothing to do with incite.
Fuck
Has
you
nothing to
supposed
do
to do?
has
Fuck
nothing to
the
do
car.
with has nothing to do with inciting violence, my nigga. Like, it's like me. I cannot exist in a space that respect does not exist. If there isn't respect, I'm removing myself from that environment.
Yeah, but it
bro.
sounded like it just started happening, right? Because he said it'd been 2 to 3 months.
It happening for 2 to 3 months is too long.
I hear you, but guess what? When you're in a marriage and you're in a relationship, I don't know. This ain't a girlfriend. You just don't get up and walk away and leave your wife and your kids. You try to figure out and talk through shit, right?
Yeah, but I also know that
you
whether
can't-
it's a marriage or whether it's a relationship, when someone loses respect for you, the longer you stay there, the more they lose respect for you. That's
Nah,
the
but bro,
reality.
people go through problems. So whatever. Every time you get to a bump in the road, a fork in the road, you go, "Fucking, I'm
Has
leaving."
nothing to do with a fork in the road. If I am a man that works 13 hours and provide every single thing, and you don't even have enough, like the whole, "Here, eat this pizza," like, bro, that's
No, her attitude was definitely fucked
and
up.
okay. So
Her attitude and
so
her
let's
answer
so
when,
let's
and she was very brazen when she was like, when he
She's
said,
ve-
"I provide and protect," and she was like,
She's
"That's what
very-
you're supposed to do." You know what I'm saying? Okay, and my question was like, "All right, so what are you supposed to do?" You know what I'm saying? I don't know the details of their marriage. I just go by what the clip said. The clip said she'd been doing it for 2 to 3 months. So I don't know if she mad. Even if she mad,
she
he
got
still,
she got a new man in her life, bro.
listen, could be. I'm not gonna assume this. I don't know what happened, but what I do know is that I was just reading the comments, and I can't blame him for her not to cook. That's like him coming home and going.
I'm
Now,
not
hold up,
blaming
let me
him
say
for
this
what
point
she
right here,
do.
though.
I'm blaming him for what he allows.
Yeah, but he can't do nothing. If I come home and go, "Yo, I'm not paying no bills," she can't make me how she gonna allow me to pay the bills or not pay the bills? I just ain't doing it.
You always have the right to walk away.
Yeah, but you can't just walk away in something that you work so hard for in a marriage. Sometimes you got to figure out, maybe counseling is this shit. Maybe they need somebody else to step into their situation and have a conversation with them. I don't know the details of it. All I'm saying to you, I thought that was crazy, 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 crazy. But since you're talking about cheating anyway, I'd like to ask you a question.
Talk to me.
So, can you have a relationship with
Yo,
somebody?
Tico, man, you got dudes calling, texting me like crazy for them Tiffany's joints, bro.
This nigga just gonna cut my whole shit.
Nah, go ahead. I'm listening to you.
The fuck is
I was talking some real shit.
this fuck nigga over here, B?
Yo, bro. Go ahead,
These
man.
niggas they can't get.
I know that. I'm
So
just
you can text
saying.
them niggas after the show, man. This nigga's crazy, B. Anyway, check this shit out. So I was asking you let me ask you a question. Can you date somebody that you was friends with and they were in a relationship but you were still seeing them on the side?
So you're basically saying, can I take someone serious who was cheating on their partner with me?
Yeah.
No, I cannot. And the reason being is because I compartmentalize people. I put people in boxes. And very few times will you get outside that box. So if you're working on fries, don't look to ever be manager, because you will be on fries forever.
The devil. This nigga is crazy. I disagree. Circumstance changes certain things, right? So
People don't change, circumstances do.
Circumstances say certain things. Sometimes people are in situationships that they can't get out of for lack of other words. Sometimes somebody might be abusive and you become the what you call it. Because my thing, if that's the position that you take, right, then why fuck her in the first place, right? Like if you know it's gonna, you know she ain't no good, why fuck her in the first place? If I'm dealing with you, I'm only dealing with you from a space that I know you're a good person.
But that's not true, because for you to say that, then why not wife every woman you sleep with?
No, I'm just saying, I'm talking about what you were saying.
No, all right, but my thing is you have to understand that once it's not about you, it's not just about you cheating on your partner. What it's about is I now know what you're capable of. That's what it's about.
Yeah, but I think everybody's capable of
no.
being,
Listen, it's just like okay, if I know someone, and a lot of times this is the mistake that we make, right?
Right.
You know someone, and you watch them steal from other people, right? But because they never stole from you, you continue to fuck with them until they steal from
nigga,
you.
you got
Yes.
a lot of thieves as friends, nigga.
Listen, but this is
What the fuck are you talking about?
What do you mean?
Get rid of
I got a lot of thieves
You got
as
a lot
friends?
of thieves as friends,
Who,
nigga.
what do you mean I got a lot of thieves as friends? What are you talking about? I may know niggas that rob. My niggas don't steal. They rob. That's two totally different things. Like
This nigga, right?
stealing and robbing.
Yo, my
I thought I
nigga.
explained this to you on Money
Yo,
and Violence,
listen,
bro.
man, bro.
I'm a wolf, not a fox. I
Okay,
rob.
cool,
I don't
okay,
steal.
cool. You got a lot of niggas that do fucked up shit.
What do you
and they be
mean? I got a lot of
niggas
niggas
around
that do
all the
fucked up
fucking
shit.
time.
What are you talking about?
Okay, cool.
Yo, so my niggas,
nigga-
when y'all see Styles, fuck him up because y'all hearing
I
how he
wish.
feel about y'all.
Fuck all you niggas. How about that?
Yo.
Fuck about
Alright,
them
listen.
niggas that fuck you talking about.
Listen,
Like,
we gonna step it off the camera and bring it into real life. You may
That's-
not want to do that.
that's fine. Absolutely fine. I know
Yo.
them niggas. Fuck them niggas.
Yep. Wow, this guy's crazy.
Yo, this nigga is crazy.
No, but seriously though, once again, it's about knowing what someone's capable of. I think with me, like even with being in a relationship and finding out that my partner cheated on me, I think what makes me leave is not just the pain of the fact that you betrayed me, but it's now realizing that you're capable of betraying me, right? So me knowing that you're capable of betraying me proves, now I now have evidence that you are capable, which means you can do it again. You understand? So going into a situation where someone's cheating on their partner with me, not saying that I'm any better because I cheated with them, I could not take you seriously.
Yeah, I think I could take them seriously. I think every situation.
You don't think that's a setup for failure?
No, I think every situation is different. And I think people grow and people change. And I think some people just ain't made for some people. So, you know, we all fall short in some type of way or form. So I think, you know, yeah, I think everybody is a little bit different. Yo, I'm gonna look at my phone because I don't know why you on your phone. I'm gonna see what's on my phone.
I just want to ask you one question.
Go ahead, bro.
So that's like you being in a relationship and your woman called the police on you. Could you stay with her?
Can I stay with her? If she called the police on me? Depends what she called the police on me for.
No, let's say you didn't do anything. Let's say I'm talking about she
we
called the
argue?
police on some spiteful shit, like y'all
Oh, no,
argue,
I
and she
probably-
called
yeah,
the
I probably
police
would stop. Yeah,
she
I
called the
probably-
police and said
yeah.
you whooped her ass. You
Yeah, that's a deal
understand?
breaker.
And then you get locked up and all of that, and you didn't go to jail or nothing. Even if you just spent 2 nights in the bookings,
Yeah,
and
that's a deal breaker.
it's a deal breaker
Yeah,
because
it's a
you
deal
now
breaker.
know she's capable of it.
Yes, no. It'd be about the principle what she did to me. Like, I'm looking at what she, like, word, you did that to me? Like, what the, oh, you crazy? Like, that's would be my thing. I don't know. Now, if she did that to some other nigga, you know, she came around, yeah, I called it. I don't know what I was saying. Like, yo, you still like that? You know what I mean? I don't know.
But that's the mistake a lot of us make, right?
I'm not disagreeing with you. You have a point.
We watch people do foul shit, and because you've seen me go through that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had someone around me that I've watched do foul shit to other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because he hadn't did it to me, I thought I was the exception to the rule. When the truth is,
I told y'all this nigga got mad grimy niggas around him, but go ahead.
When the truth is, there are no exceptions, my nigga. Like, people are who people are. You understand?
Like I said, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I don't know if that situation that still apply. I think you got to know what's going on in the background of that. I think it has to be detailed. Like, you don't know what's happening in that home. If you know, it may be a reason why you did that. You know what I'm saying? If she just doing it because she just wants to jump your bones and she just doing it because she reckless with it, it might be some trauma, some other things going on in that situation, why you stepped in or why you was the buffer for that situation.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. You're just saying that every situation isn't the same, and sometimes you got to give people discernment and understanding in situations. I get it, but I just think, and maybe for me it's different, right? And maybe that infidelity and the cheating thing is different for me because of the way I am, and you know me personally, so you understand what I'm saying. Like for me, that it's a principle thing.
So, I guess another question, a better question is, what's a deal breaker for a dude that you think in a relationship?
Well, for me, a deal breaker is disrespect. That I can't deal with. I cannot exist in a space where respect does not exist. So once there's disrespect, bruh, for me, I think the best way to explain it, respect is like oxygen for me, right? So if I'm in a room where there's no respect, it's like a room without oxygen. Sooner or later, I'm gonna have to leave, bro. I cannot stay there.
Well, for me, I would tell you more. It probably go back to the cheating shit. Like for me, like if another nigga is involved, I probably don't want to deal with you.
But to me, but respect plays a part in it as well.
Respect is a part of it. I'm just saying, if I had to break them down in segments, that'll probably be it. Somebody who's selfless, like this, not selfless, but selfish. Don't think about you, not considerate. I hate people who's non-caring.
I think that's a given, though.
Yeah, I can't, like, people who just, like, non-caring or people who don't consider other motherfuckers, it don't even gotta be me. Once I start seeing that around you, like, you don't care, because I hate a person who just, into me, like, say she love me, right?
I can't, I'm not to cut you off, but I can't really say that because I know I've dealt with women in my past. I've dealt with certain women who were just like mean as fuck to other people. But when it came to me, because they loved me, like, bruh, they would do anything for me.
I could never deal with a woman like that, B. Because guess what?
What does that say about their
It's like, I go back to what you said, right? Maybe that's why you got messed up with your friend, right? Because that person dealt with everybody else, did fucked up shit to everybody else.
I just said a woman, bro. Like,
I heard you, but you said something a couple minutes ago. You was like, yo, that person would treat everybody else fucked up, and that's who they was.
No, I didn't say fucked up.
Go ahead.
What I'm saying is, okay, a woman who isn't friendly, right, to other men, right? A woman who, but that also sometimes comes from a place of being more conservative. You understand what I mean? Where you don't really allow people in, but that one man in their life, like, they're cold to everybody else, but that one man in their life, they're warm to. You understand? And a lot of times, that's a trauma response because some people don't feel safe out in the world. So they don't allow people in. But then when they find that man who they feel is their safe space, they open up to.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that. I'm just saying to you is, if I have a woman who's not kind to other people and she only kind to me,
no.
I don't want to deal with that. That's a deal breaker.
But we're not talking about being kind. We're just talking about someone who doesn't even want to be bothered with other people.
You know, it's a deal breaker for me, 100%. I'm tell y'all bitches. Dirty bitches. I don't fuck with them.
Oh, I mean, but that's a given,
no,
bro. Like, we're not. It
Yo,
is a given.
son,
We're not 18 years old, bro.
No, that's not true. Cause I've been to some grown ass niggas' cribs with they chick, and that bitch is dirty, B.
Well, that's them
house
niggas.
Dirty. It smell like crack.
That's
soon as
them
you walk
niggas.
In.
That's
I'm just
them.
saying, bro. I can't.
I don't know.
How,
for
you
me,
ever seen somebody deal
for
with
me,
a funky?
for me, it's a given.
You ain't never seen nobody had a funky person around them or they crib funky. You like, yo, how y'all two grown ass people living this funky shit?
Honestly, I haven't seen that in a
you gotta get out
very
more
long
often,
time.
bro. There's some funky bitches out there, B. And niggas
I just don't mess with funky bitches,
like,
so I don't
I don't know
see
how a
it.
grown man like will eat funky coochie and be with a funky.
Come on, that's crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
like, my nigga, I don't know how they just do that. I'm gonna eat this box because it smell like this. Like, I don't understand it, bro. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, how you fucking with your bitch like I don't understand it.
Cheesy box. No.
Yeah, nigga, I don't want no cheesy box, nigga. Y'all can keep that shit. That shit is crazy to me. So the funky shit.
But then again, as a man, how do you expect someone to respect you if you don't have any self-respect? Because if you going down on cheesy box, you ain't got no self-respect, bro.
Yeah, my bed just got stink, my nigga. Just thinking about that shit, like, yeah, we gotta walk around with this shit on your face.
Yeah.
That shit is a crazy.
Ain't nobody gonna respect you more than you respect yourself, bro.
I can't. And I hate girls that they hair smell like popcorn and shit. Like
What?
Like,
When
when they got the weave and they shit.
No, it's not even weave. It's real hair that does that too, Styles.
Yeah.
Stop. We have to
well,
curl our hair to look good for you.
Yeah, I don't want to smell that shit. Then do something about it. Get some Febreze in your shit or something.
He said put some Febreze in
Put
your
Febreze.
shit.
Use get a Downy one of them Downy cloths or something, my nigga. I can't take fuck, my nigga. I don't want no fuck, my nigga. I can't. I just can't do it, my nigga. I just can't. Yeah, my nigga. I'm trying to get the funk off of me, nigga. Like, just thinking about it. But that's one of my deal breakers. But I want to laugh real quick because me and you had this conversation last night, right? I don't know if you remember last night. I don't know what we were talking about, but this came up and I saw it this morning. It was crazy. So this morning I get up, you know, I'm looking at the gram again and I see like Jake Paul and Floyd Mayweather getting into this fight, right? And Jake Paul like darts off. First, I thought it was like a skit, right?
He's too big to be running like that.
Yeah, but hold up. I thought it was a skit, right? Only reason I knew it was in the skit because when I saw the police trying to fight off Floyd Mayweather security, I'm like, oh, this shit ain't no skit. It's real. So I had told you last night. I said, yo, listen, if I'm in a situation and there's 20 niggas and it's just me by myself, I'm walking away from the situation. I'm not fighting a nigga. I'm not doing all that.
I don't agree.
Shit. Right? You disagreed. So, Floyd Mayweather, we see the size of these niggas' bounces. Right? This nigga got motherfucking 6'4" bounces, 350 pounds, and was like 25 of these niggas. Where's Jake Paul going?
I got a story for you, right?
Go ahead.
So I used to go to Lafayette High School. I used to take the B train. Now, when you take the B train, it's 3 schools you pass. It's John Dewey, it's Lafayette, and it's New Utrecht. So the train would pass Dewey first, then it get to 25th Street, which was our stop, and that was Lafayette, and the 18th Ave was New Utrecht. So the train gets to 18th Ave or whatever. Dudes from New Utrecht get on the train. Now the football team for New Utrecht gets on the train, and I'm standing there, and at the time, like I had this big ass Cuban link with this big Mary chain. So one of the dudes from the football team, I'm standing at the door, and the dude is just staring at me, like he's just throwing in my face. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at dude. I see he with the football team. I'm with my man Johnny. So I'm like, yo, dude goes in the next car. The whole football team, they walk in the next car. So I turn to my man Johnny. I'm like, yo, I'm about to go set it on this nigga. You with me? So he's like, Mo, he's with the whole fucking football team. So I'm like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. So I'm like, nigga, you got my back or what? So he's like, yeah, I got you. I'm like, okay. Take my chain, throw it in go right in the next car. I walk up, the nigga, hook off on her. Nigga, the whole football team started watching us, right?
You're a dumbass. Nigga.
No, but it's all good.
And you went to go find the
I don't give a fuck. Like,
yeah, you're a dumbass.
Because no, hold on, let me finish.
Go ahead. I gotta tell you something.
But you know what? But you know what? The whole time, you gotta understand, because I hit him first and I grabbed him and I threw him under me. So yeah, the whole football team. But the whole time they piling, beating on my back, I'm beating the shit out this nigga under me.
Yeah,
and you know what? And look.
What happened to your man though?
Oh, they whooped Johnny.
Oh, you got Johnny fucked up.
Yo, hold on.
This nigga got Johnny fucked up.
But let me tell you something. 2 days later, we at school and we in the auditorium. So Johnny turns to me. He goes, yo, Mo. I'm like, what's up? He was like, yo, your body hurt? I'm like, nah. I'm like, I'm all right. He's like, man, my whole body fucked up.
So let me tell you. So I got a better story for you.
Yo, Sleepy Johnny, man. Johnny Sleep, what's good, bro?
So I got a better story.
I appreciate you for holding me down, too, man.
Dumbass, because he went to go find the problem. Dumbass.
Nah, I ain't gonna find the problem.
Listen,
I ain't like the way dude violated, bro.
I don't give a fuck, nigga. Nigga looked at you, you dumbass. Don't follow us behind this nigga. Listen, so I'm on a train. I'm about 15, 16. I'm about 16 years old. And I'm on the J line. Back in the day, you know the J line is like, the J train and the L train was crazy. Back in the day, right? So I meet this nice little chick at Broadway Junction. I meet up, and we decide, my mom's went out of town, so I could go hang out tonight, right? So
he sound hype like he's 16.
Yeah, mom's went out of town, so I'm like, yo, I'm gonna take you to the movies. So Mo, I pick her up. We get on the train. Yo, it used to be so dark in Bushwick.
And that's the worst thing. When you on there with a chick and 15 niggas going on the train.
Mo, there's about 12 to 15 niggas in the car. And one old man and me and Shorty at the other end. And they're around our age group. Oh my God.
And you know it's always one of them that's gonna start some
My
bullshit,
nigga,
bro.
so I'm trying my best, like, yo, just get to Broad Junction. Please hurry back to Broad Junction trade. Like, this shit can't go fast enough to Broad Junction. Like, please. I think we had like Kosciuszko or some crazy shit like that, right? I'm like a Halsey or one of them shits, right? And I'm like, yo, please, please, please,
I'll hit you back.
please, please, please get to Broad Junction. Right? Before these niggas look. So guess what? I see them niggas from down the cart, like, looking. I know the setup, bro. So I'm sitting there going, oh, fuck, these niggas about to pop off in here, man. And the old nigga, he gets up, he sees about to pop off.
So he get off the train?
He go to the next cart.
Oh, man.
So it's just me and the girl and them. But I know if I get up and go to the next cart.
Listen, once you get up, you
Listen.
already know.
And I don't think it's enough carts for me to make it to Broadway Junction, right? So I can't keep walking to guys in Broadway Junction. Son, so we sitting there, right? And the train in New York City go, boo, boo. So we get to the next stop, right? And we like 4 stops away from Broadway Junction. This train go, so this say, it's one of the stops I say, this is Kosciuszko. This is Kosciuszko. Boo, boo. And I'm sitting there and Shorty, I'm sitting there and talking, I'm like talking to her.
You better not run out the goddamn car and leave Shorty on that train, bro.
No, listen. I would never leave Shorty on the train. I took this bitch with me, my nigga.
He said I took her with me. Yo, this nigga crying.
We sat there. So I sat there. I'm like.
You said we out.
I said, oh shit, this is how I stopped. And we got out. And them niggas, and the door said, boo,
And they
boo.
Yeah, I
and
know.
it closed. And them niggas like, we gonna fuck you up. We gonna be at the next stop. I was like, yo, I got out of there in the nick of time, my nigga. Nigga, you crazy. First of all, my mother I'd have got beat twice. They'd have whipped my ass on that train, all 12 of them niggas. Would have whipped me out in front of Shorty. I'd have never saw her again. And then my moms would have whipped my ass out for being outside in the fucking first place. My nigga, I wasn't putting myself in no situation to get my ass whooped at that time. Listen, I'd rather fight another day. In that time,
I get it.
Niggas,
get it.
when we were growing up, niggas was coming to school. They niggas was getting $150
Oh,
all the
orange
time.
box cutters.
Oh, my nigga, I wasn't staying for that stupid shit. I'm not.
He said I wasn't staying for that stupid
Are you
shit.
crazy? Yo, but I didn't leave her, though. I took the bitch with me.
See, all right.
I didn't leave her. I said, yo, this is our stop. Let's go.
What she said when you ran?
Nah, we didn't run.
No,
I'm
you
gonna tell
ran.
you.
What she said?
Hold on, no, we didn't run. But you know what I did do? I'm gonna tell you what I did do. That's crazy.
You ain't stroll out that train.
Can you shut the fuck up? I'm gonna tell you what I did. You're probably gonna laugh at this. Guess what I did?
What up?
Nigga, we waited for 3 more trains to pass by before we went on the next train. Cause I knew what was
You
gonna
knew
happen.
they was waiting on the next stop.
I knew this motherfuckers, nigga. I waited for 3 trains to pass before I got back on that train, nigga.
This nigga crazy.
I had a good movie night though. Fuck you, nigga. It was gonna happen.
I mean, listen, I ain't mad at you, bro. It's more
Not
than
me.
it's more than one way to skin a cat. I
Yeah,
just have this thing within me, you know. That's how I got shot. Like, dudes followed me home from the strip club because they wanted my Rolex, and dude backed out the gun, and I went for that shit, and we started fighting. Like, I'm not giving you shit, bro. And I got shot 2 times in the stomach. I have this thing with me, my nigga. I'm not giving you
just
nothing.
ready to die for anything,
No,
bro.
it's not ready to die,
bro.
bro. It's just my principle. You violate me, like, nah, bro. I cannot let. You know what it is? I will spend the rest of my life thinking about that shit, bro.
That's where we differ at. See, because I don't have to spend the rest of my life like that. You know why? Because I'm gonna win and fight another day, and I'm coming for you.
And I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah, because I'm gonna think about it,
But I'm
and
not-
I'm gonna set you the
But
fuck
I'm
up
not.
and get you
But
next time.
I'm not saying you're wrong. It's just that I know myself, and I know the way that I'm designed, and I know that shit eats at me. It does. Like,
Yeah, but you just get them back, bro.
where am I going to see you again? I don't even fucking know you.
You're right about that. I'm saying if it's somebody you knew, like the Floyd, I'm talking about the Floyd Mayweather and Jake Paul. Like I'm catching Floyd.
But
somewhere. That shit was crazy.
Even that situation. Listen, celebrities, y'all niggas make millions of dollars. Cut the gangster shit out, please, man. Like the shit don't make sense to me. What are y'all angry about?
I don't know.
Like the shit it's to the point where it's corny, bruh. Like I hate when rich niggas play tough. The shit annoys the shit out of
What if
me.
he was tough before he was rich?
Being rich makes you not want to be tough anymore, bro.
So when you super duper rich, all this like you gonna fight a nigga shit gonna stop?
No.
All right, so what the fuck are you talking about?
No, but I'm not. Yo, bro, you already know that I'm never the aggressor. I'm never the one looking for a fucking problem.
Okay.
There was a time when I was, but once again, when opportunity comes, man, like, come on. Bro, what
You ready
time
for
I
the
got to be
opportunity?
looking for fucking problems? Like, please.
Real quick, so I want to get into this other story before we get out of here. Two more things. You seen the situation? I thought was kind of crazy with the cartel. It was 4 people in like a white caravan going. There's a young lady. They said she was going to get a BBL or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And a cartel gang came, thought they was a rival gang, shot up the car. Shot up the car. They said 1 or 2 people died, and I think 2 people lived. And they came literally pulled them out the car after they shot up the car.
Well,
And then today I saw the day
yeah, they
they
made
issued
no,
the cartel issue apology.
they issued an apology simply because they don't want America to come out, the government to
I
come
don't know
out
if
there
they're
and get
coming
on
out for
their
no
ass.
black people, but
No, I
that
know,
stops
but
money from coming in there. People might not come
what
in.
I'm telling you is that shit fucks up business.
Yeah.
You understand? But I will say this: I don't know what the reason was, whether it was a case of mistaken identity or whether it was a
They said they
situation.
acted on their own. They said
I know. I read
they
it.
read it. Okay,
They
cool.
said that but if they're saying they acted on their own, then I don't know. I mean, with the way that it looked with them just shooting at the car, I can't see that being a robbery. But what I do know is, for the longest, I mean, third world countries, Brazil has the highest rate of fucking kidnapping. Haiti, yo, bruh, they have spotters working in the airports with the cab drivers to basically let people know where you're staying. That's why a lot of times when you go to these third world countries or these small islands, they tell you not to leave the fucking resort. You understand? Because it's dangerous. And another thing, like even with the people with the BBLs, a lot of time, especially with those recovery homes, they only take cash. So when people are going out to these countries for surgery, they know that you're carrying $5, $6, $7,000 on you. You understand? So they looking to rob motherfuckers. I just know that when you go out of the country, you know what you're dealing with. You know the level of danger. You know it's you're rolling the dice. It's a chance that you're taking. And unfortunately, those people lost their lives. But I mean, that's the dangers that come with traveling to certain places.
Certain places, yeah, that shit is crazy, man. Yeah, my condolences to their family.
Condolences.
Real quick, I saw something kind of interesting. It's an interesting topic, and I had a conversation about it. Some people feel one way, and some people feel another way. So it's a gentleman on Instagram. We probably show y'all the clip. On Instagram a couple of weeks ago, he was saying that he got like 7 kids, right? He said He said when he have sex with women, he not pulling out, and he nuts in them. But he tells them from the beginning he ain't having no kids. He don't want no kids. And to some degree, some people may say they don't want no kids neither. So if he brings the kids in this world, if she decides to keep the kid, it's on her. It's not on him. So I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, I read something about it. I mean, I think that's real gray area. I think he's real irresponsible for the fact that you're coming in these women, which means you know what the outcome of that will be. Although you're telling them that you don't want to have a child, which means you leave the responsibility on them to have to terminate the pregnancy. Although your actions played a part, not fully, but your actions played a part in them getting pregnant. But now the other side of the coin, which I never understood, is why women decide to keep a pregnancy and have a child by a man that makes it totally clear that he's not going to want to be in the child's life.
So I feel a couple of ways, right? I feel what made his story crazy when he says, "Yeah, I'm nothing in you." So when you know you purposely doing it, but it might be a gray area there too again, because if y'all had a conversation to say it's different if you go, if y'all was dealing for a minute or whatever, and she goes, I'm on birth control, and she gets pregnant, right? Or y'all been doing the pull out thing and it slips up. So that's different. When he's just going like I'm recklessly doing it, then I think it's it's probably you have some fault to that, right? But on the other side of that too, the thing that resonated to me, and people probably, some women probably don't like this want to hear this. I'm always been confused about how the law works, right? So I was reading the comments. I'm
gonna tell you how the law works, not in a man's favor.
Well, I was reading the comments, and some people was like get him for child support. One person had wrote under there, give up your rights to the kid. But when a man gives up his rights,
Can you
to his
even
kid,
do that?
Yeah, you can give up your rights.
No,
to your
you
kid.
can give up the
Let-
rights,
let
but
me-
you still have to. You're still responsible
Still
for child support.
responsible. That's what I was getting to. Let me finish, bro. So you can't give up your rights to your child, but you still have to pay the child support. The difference is a woman can go right now and take her baby and say, I don't want it, right? And go to a precinct or drop it off anywhere. And
Foster care.
And she has no responsibility, don't bear any responsibility, don't have to pay any child support.
When it was her decision to bring the child into the world.
World. So the other part of this, now there's a sticky part, because I've, we all adults here, right? So there's been, I'm gonna say been, but I've been a young man and so shit happens. So I've been in a situation where me and a girl was dealing, and we both like we don't want no kids. Somehow she gets pregnant, right? Birth control didn't work, whatever happened, she gets pregnant. I go, yo, we both say we don't want no kids. Now she decides and says,
She changed her mind.
I changed my mind, I want to have kids. And we live in a world that says it's a woman's body, she has the choice, right? So it's her choice, right? So if it's her choice to have, my question is, if it's her choice to have the kid, and it's your choice that you don't want to have the kid, because I also been in the opposite situation, where I got a young lady pregnant, and I wanted the kid.
And she said, no.
And she said no, and she went to the chop shop and got it.
The chop shop?
Yes, that's what we called it back in the day.
God damn.
My bad, I'm sorry. But she went to go have abortion. That's what we called it back in the day. But she went to have abortion, and I couldn't do nothing about it. I was powerless. I was helpless in the situation. I couldn't do anything about that situation, even though I wanted to have the kid, right? So my thing is, if a woman could have the right, if she has the right to have that kid, which I'm not telling you she don't have the right to have it, if that's her body, and she has the right to terminate that pregnancy, then I think as a guy, you should also have the right to say, yo, I don't want to be in that situation. And if you make that clear from the beginning, whether you sign off and you have nothing to do with the kid, absolutely. But for some reason, they always find a way to make the men responsible.
You know what society doesn't realize? If you want to stop this whole epidemic of fatherless children, all you have to do is stop making men who don't want to have kids responsible for the children. Women will stop. The reason women have children, regardless whether the man wants it or not, is simply because they know that the government will force that man to take care of that child.
But some women don't take help. Some women don't go that way.
But what I'm telling you is, if women become aware that, okay, if he doesn't want this child, he's going to have no responsibility, then women will start making the smarter decision, because I just never understood why a woman would have a child. A lot of times, women have kids not because they want the child, but because they wanted the man. That is the reality. And I can't even say a lot. I'm just saying a percentage of the time. And I just feel that if the woman knew, well, if he told me he doesn't want to have this kid, he's not going to be held responsible. I think they would make wiser decisions.
Yeah, I think that's a choice. I think that could probably help out the situation. But I just never understood how it's a double standard on, yo, it's my body.
Everything's a double standard. I know,
but it's just
bro.
wild to me. It's my body.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because when that happened to me when I was young and I wanted the baby, it was like, yo, I couldn't do nothing. It was nothing that I could do. And then in the other situation, fortunately, she didn't go through with it. But it was a scary couple of weeks when she was like, "Yo, I'm having this baby. I don't care what you say." And it was like,
look who you telling.
You stupid. But, yeah, I was. It was unfortunate at that time. And it's like, "Yo, I'm doing what I want to do," and I'm like, "What?" So one situation I can't do nothing. In the other situation,
you can't do nothing.
Yeah. So it's like I just think it's crazy, and we gotta fix how either the laws work or how this whole thing works, because you can't be responsible on one end and then tell me I don't have no choice or no say so, and then be responsible on the other end and still have no choice or no say so.
I just think it's simple. Stop having children by people that don't want kids. I mean, and women, let's turn the tables and let you see it from a man's perspective. Can you imagine you getting pregnant and not wanting to have that child, and that man telling you, no, you're going to have that kid? You're going to be like, what? No, I'm not. Like, I'm not spending the rest of my life having to be committed to something that I didn't want. And a lot of times that's the position that men end up in, and it's so crazy because, and then they're demonized, right? They're demonized for something that they clearly stated and they were upfront about the fact that they didn't want to begin with. Where they're called deadbeats or they're this, they're that. And It just doesn't make sense, man.
It's a bad bag of dope. So you know, unfortunate. But yeah.
But I love my kids. It is what it is.
Definitely. I'm gonna say something so crazy, but I might even play the rap. Anyway.
Don't play with me.
Yo, don't play with it. Don't play with it. Look up to Lola Brooks.
Lola Brooke, what up?
Real quick though.
Yo, Ado, what up?
Definitely, Ado was popping. Last thing I want to bring up for the day, did you see the I thought it was so funny to me anyway. The Marlon Wayans and Mayor Adams.
And Mayor Adams, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it was really kind of funny. If y'all didn't check that out, check that out.
It was hilarious.
It was hilarious to me, man. I thought it was I thought the mayor was serious about some of his answers that he gave. Marlon had a go
as serious as he could be in that comedic situation.
He kept a straight face with it. You know what I mean? I do agree with the EBT card situation. I don't know why in New York City we only could buy cold food and we can't get hot food. You know, me and Mo survived off an EBT card. Yo, real quick, y'all, before we go. So me and Mo was in LA for like 3 weeks, you remember? And we had no bread. Like our bread was terrible. That's before they gave us, our bread was low. So I had the EBT card, right, at that time. So I told Mo, I was like, yo, I got this EBT card. But in LA, you could go get hot food, right? So we would go to El Pollo Loco. We would go to Johnny Rockets every morning just to have breakfast, to get food. And it made so much of a difference because in New York City, you can't do that. So, yo, Mayor Adams, put on the hot food for the people out here with the
Styles
EBT card.
wants some hot food.
You know what I'm saying? You got to put it on. But, yo, thanks for joining us on this episode of Brooklyn Boyz Radio.
Thanks for tuning in. It's another episode of Brooklyn Boyz Radio.
Tico!
Shout out to the Wood Stays 8.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because I got my Nike Air Force One Tiffany joints
today. Yeah, fuck
today.
Tico because he didn't get my shit, so that nigga's a bitch-ass nigga.
And I don't even like Air Force Ones, but...
Yeah, the nigga's a whole bitch-ass nigga.
Don't worry, I'll rock
Tico.
them next week. Put them in the box, throw them in the closet.
Yo, shout out to Suave and E-Legendary and my nigga Z's. Callie, what up, man? Even though I don't fuck with you, but what up, nigga? Yeah. Shorty, somebody else in here from Woodstack? I don't know who the fuck else is in here. Shanice here? Oh, okay. I don't see you, baby.
And shout out to the other young lady in the
building. Shout out to Shanice, B. Yeah, Shanice, she take pictures and make sure we look right and get my clothes together sometimes. So thank you, Shanice.
That's right. I be fly on my own.
Yeah, fuck it. He could be a fly on his own if he wants to. Fuck. Yeah, we're in this Kith bullshit, but talk about it. But yo, man, members should share, like, and subscribe, leave a comment, and we see y'all next week.
Brooklyn, out.
We out.